Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Shady Rest Garden on June the 5th. Trying to do a tour again. Ran out of battery the other day, and then it's been raining ever since then. These are the Ned Roberts flowers. Over 100 of his introductions, and some of them are peaked. Some haven't bloomed yet, but most of them are. It's been a strange season again. Here's some more Ned Roberts. In that some of the blooms are 2 weeks early, and some of them are probably going to be pretty close to on time. And here's a tat bed. All those Roberts are dips. These are tats here, and they're on the north side of the property, and they've been getting too much shade. So last Thursday, cut down about 100 of the canes right here. This was a Catfish Pro Shop. Cut all those down and drug them off to create some more sunlight. I'm not cutting that birch tree, but anyway, trying to create a little more sunlight. And here is a bed that is one of those that is way behind the others for the most part. There's a few of them blooming. And here comes a double with 4 or 5 blooms on it today. Shadows Will Fall, one of my favorites from Ted Petite. Elfin Envoys, probably got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. That's lucky. Blooms on it today. And there is Marion Tice with 5 blooms, and it almost always is a perfect bloom. And it even spits a pistil out at you if you want to hybridize. Got a few seed pods on it, not too many, but a few. And here's our storage building. And there's a, let's call it a screenshot. A guy did this for us a couple of years ago, and it looks amazingly like undefinable. He has no idea about daylilies, but turned out, and when Nicole visited here, there were 2 blooms on undefinable. Here's Opa Klaus. It was blooming yesterday, but it was raining yesterday too. And here's a tat bed. There's Suburban Nancy Gale. I think Doris counted 17 scapes on Beastman. I got 4 blooms today. There's spent blooms all over the place. I couldn't get out here in the rain yesterday, or I chose not to. 4 beasts in 1. That's a good one. Got 2 blooms today. This is the very last bloom on Whale Tails. An epic parent for patterns. Here's Mira Mira, one of Petites that I really like, and here's one of Marilyn Moores Johnson, 2007. Some people were doing patterns before patterns were in. Angel Love. We got several of Nicole's introductions right through here. I don't know how many of Nicole's that we have, a whole bunch. And they do pretty well here. And back over there, you see the Mayor of Munchkin Land that we have posted out there. Looks like 7 or 8 blooms. That's pretty normal for it. It produces lots and lots. This is the Oz bed. All of the names have an Oz name. All but one are Harrington introductions. And there's Dorothy. There's no place like home. That's a fact. And there's Wicked Witch of the East, I think. And I don't know if that's a scarecrow. I think it is. Here's a dip bed There's the mare with 2, 4, 6, I think 6 or 7 blooms on it as well. Some of the Osbed had to migrate over to this side because they were just clumping up too much. And speaking of beautiful flowers, there is Sunglasses Needed by Jan Joyner. Got lots of good ones everywhere. Is there a bad one? Little Mucha Minto, got 3 blooms today. And Mark of Athena. Oh, I'm glad this is blooming today. Little Sweet Cheeks, it was blooming the first time I tried this. And here is Spotted Fever with 3 blooms. It's been blooming for 3 weeks probably, something like that. It's a good one. Tidewater Pixie has been blooming for 3 weeks. Waxen Splendor. One of the Top Guns flowers. Amanda's Little Red Shoes. If you don't have this one, you need to get it. Pinwheel Princess, only 1 bloom today. And it's been rained on last night. But if you don't have that one, you need to get it. This is one of my favorites, Darcy David. You might see a whole bunch of seed pods. It's only going to have a couple more blooms until rebloom, hopefully. Normally it's the middle of June before we hit peak, but we are there. Maybe past peak. Fashion Icon by Pete Harry. Element of Life, Nicole. This is one of my favorites from Liz Salter, Cosmic Aftershock. I mean, that pattern is there just about every time it blooms. Kaleidoscope Dreamsicle from Pete Harry. And of course, everybody's got to have Rosette Kennedy. Lillian's Vapor Trail by Fred Spunky Manning. It's a fine flower. If you don't have it, you need to get it. Center of the Universe by Nicole. It's a very small bloom today compared to what it's been doing, but it's a great parent. Papa Goose by Heidi Douglas. It's had a bunch of blooms, got great branching. And it's a great big old, I don't know, 8-9 inch flower, always. Here's another of Fred Manning's, Lillian's John Falk. And many of you people know John Falk. He's a fine young man. So is his wife. Well, his wife's a fine young woman. And here is one of Jamie Gossard's Blue Viper. The Blue Parrot by Trimmer, one of our favorite Teds. I guess I better hurry since we're already at 8:45 on the timing. This was nothing but toothy, and now it's Tap Patterns. And right up there are dip patterns. Mostly Kaleidoscope, Jack Carpenter stuff, but we got Anna and Jiffy, got 3 blooms, got Elmira, Buffalo Bone Jackson, and a couple of Pete Harry's, and I see Larry Grace's stuff's blooming. And up there we got mostly spiders and UFs. I see some round ones, dips and tets. Yeah. Right there is the stone Shady Rest Garden sign. It's being sort of blocked by that Japanese maple. But that's us. Now here's the Shady Rest cabin itself. Going through the cedar arbor. What do we have but Harrington beds? Almost all of them are Tims, but some of them are Heathers or Katie Sue's. And they are clumping up, blooming pretty well. And guess whose pollen goes on almost everything? And because we've got a whole bunch of them, Doris has started planting them in pots because we just didn't have enough room in the ground. Here's hats off to Sue. Tim has stated that it's probably his best parent. Now, I'm not very smart, but if he said that, what do you think I'm going to use? Lots of green in the throats coming out. You can't see it all, but he's done a lot from the inside out with green. And some of them are not blooming today, but that's okay. There's plenty of stuff that is. I'm not going to go up the hill in the cross-tie beds because there's a sprinkler running. And I won't melt, but I don't want to get too wet. Here we are. This is Diana West. We've already gone through it. Diana East is over there, and there's plenty of fine flowers over there. But we just don't have time to cover that. But it's a nice one. There's a lot of real good flowers. Here is a carpenter bed. This is a non-pattern bed. There's plenty of very beautiful flowers. It's just that we sort of group them together. Then here's the freak. Bonnie Bray the freak. Alright, we're going up a hill. Ain't nothing but hills here. And this used to be a daylily bed, or several of them, but it just grew up, the trees grew up, and we didn't have enough sunlight, so it's become a hosta hill. And Doris placed all of these stones and made 4 walls to house the soil for these hostas. If your garden's not in a constant state of flux, then you must be older than I am, which means older than dirt. How old is dirt? Here's our well house. 6-7 years old probably, and we can water anytime we want. But this year there's been more rainfall probably than 10 years. Alright, here's a bunch of mini flowers, miniature flowers. All these are dips. And all these are teds. Here's where I got stuck last year, and Doris said, let's just make it a daylily bed. You won't get stuck there anymore. We can still get a golf cart through here. Can't get a pickup truck because I had to get a neighbor to bring his tractor over. But lots and lots of dip tets, and that's a small right there. I think you can maybe figure out that we like those little ones now. This is a Tim Harrington. I mean Tim Bell. Tim Bell. Little blue-eyed jewel. That's just a Millie. And that there is Coffee to Go by Hilton Anderson. I'm a little one, ain't blooming today. Got a whole bunch of Hilton Anderson flowers from a young lady in Headland, Alabama. And she threw in a bunch of other flowers as well of Hilton Anderson. She has turned out a whole bunch of fine miniatures and smalls. Citronella starfish. Yeah, we're trying to get some small and miniature UFs. There's Nutmeg Elf. Got a seedling that looks something like that. There's a bunch more of them. Yeah, I'm moving faster. More smalls and miniature. We call this cross tie bed the final frontier because that was going to be the very last bed we put in. Many of these dip miniatures and smalls are bloomed out. There's Pat's Legacy and Little Lemon Twist, which is pretty much bloomed out. That is Out of the Blue. That's a Liz Salter. We got a bunch of them, a bunch of Grace DeMillies, and a bunch of Karen / Guy Pearce small ones that we have here. I guess they're all Guy Pearce, but we know Karen is the brains of that outfit. Here is one of my favorites, Rustic Charm. And here's a whole bunch of seedlings. And we've got a whole bunch more beds of seedlings as well. That's another story. If you don't have seedlings, you need to get you some. They'll drive you crazy. That's out of a Carpenter. We got some taller than me. We got a whole bunch of them smaller than me. This is a new bloomer for us. It's about done for this season, but it's got really good brown ground. And it is a small UF. I got a whole bunch of other ones, and we got some more beds over there of seedlings, but we don't have time to do them. Got a whole bunch of seedlings behind our house too. There's a bunch of seedlings here, but most of them are done for the year. They've already bloomed out. And I think that we have seen some pretty good flowers and a pretty good setting. There's another patterned one. Got a bunch of patterned ones. But that's okay. So does everybody else. Got some spidery ones. I'm sure we got some out of Rose F. Kennedy. I like that one pretty good. I don't know how many petals that's got, but it's got more than 6, I think. Looks like 7, truth be told. That's all for now. Thank you very much. Goodbye.